What is going on, everyone? Guys, Tekken 8 has officially dropped, guys. I got the demo. I downloaded the demo probably within the past week, and I figured to myself, guys, let's take a little bit of an intermezzo from the Metal Gear Solid Nostalgia Blast content. Guys, I wanted to jump back in. As you guys know, one of the other games we were playing was we jumped back into the Tekken Universe, guys. And what a universe that is, right? Because of all, you know, like in martial arts, right? There is that saying, right? Especially in mixed martial arts, right? Because there's so many different ideologies, right? Of fighting, right? And different styles, right? When you say styles make fighters, right? So, guys, I have been a huge fan of this Sony gem, right? This PlayStation gem, right? This absolutely amazing series, right? And Tekken 8 is the newest to drop. And guys, I literally just got the demo. And guys, I started playing Tekken. I've been a huge player in the Tekken community as well, right? For anyone who is new to the channel, and it's been years. It's been I started with Tekken 3. My player originally was Horang, and then when I used to play in the community with the guys, with my friends, guys and gals, and with the Tekken community, right? Sometimes it was LAN, sometimes it was private parties, right? But the online then was a little bit of, you know, the infrastructure wasn't there for Tekken games, right? But now, like the ping, right? With newer technologies, as technology has improved, right? In such a way, in such a fashion, right? Because it's always a team effort, right? As the generations pass, right? We get better and better with optimizing infrastructure, right? So when we're looking at Tekken 8, right? The main difference is that the ping, right? Everything from the console, right? The way the console is able to push out the game. Right? Guys, this game nearly bricked, right? It bricked my console in its current state, right? Because it's a demo, right? So I was like testing out the demo. I put it on ultra hard, right? Because I am a Tekken player, right? As well, right? So I played. I love Tekken, right? I was a Horang player. My secondary player is Jin, right? My third player was Kazuya, right? So those are the three main characters that I use when I switch out, when I try new styles, right? So those are my characters. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Tekken, right? I have not played Tekken religiously, right? I want to use that word very loosely, right? I haven't played it. I just recently got back into it because I needed to change the pace from the FIFA content, right? I started in Tekken 3, right? Tekken 3 on the PlayStation 3. I was a Horang player, right? That was, and he's like soft style Taekwondo, right? I later transitioned it over into hardstyle Shotokan, right, which is Jin, right, and Jin's father is kind of like one of the grandmasters, right, at this point, right. There's obviously Heihachi and the whole lineage and everything like that within the martial arts, within this specific storyline, right. So here's the thing, right. I love Jin's moves in the game, right. The game in this universe, it's absolutely, you know, like he's a very effective player in terms of like martial arts abilities, right? It's very powerful, right? They're like OP characters, right? Whereas the soft style fighters, right, with the Horang, they're beautiful to look at. It's more like on the artistic end of the spectrum rather than the effectiveness end of the spectrum, right? Because if you want to just like that there's always a trade-off, right? With the way you produce energy, right? In terms of martial arts, right? What move are you doing and why, right? But without getting into too much detail about actual martial arts, right? Let's focus on the video game, right? Because it's a perfect, like obviously the moves are exaggerated, but it's still absolutely brilliant, right? It's just fun, right? And the more you know about it, the more nuance, the more subtleties, right? You can, like, it's relatable, right? To a certain target audience, right? So when I play Tekken, right, and I practice Shotokan in the backyard, or I practice my martial arts in the backyard, and whatever sort of sports or whatever, right? Just recreational at this point in my life, right? Because I have like way too many injuries, right? I'm an old head now, right? So still love to play it, right? Like during the winter, right? I love to jump back into the different universes And yeah, I can't say enough good things about this series, right? This is like it's very personal, right? Like especially when there's like when there's there's a layer of sentimentality involved, right, with Tekken games, right? And Tekken is it's just beautiful. It's beautiful for me at least, right? It's one of the fighting games that I love, right? And yeah, Jin's style is just so wickedly cool, right, from an aesthetics standpoint. So is all the characters, right, that they always feature the different styles, right? It's just always so freaking awesome to look at. You know, like, and right here, like, guys, I've tried to, like, this video runtime is because I record in post-processing, right? I record my audio in post-processing. This video's runtime is 24 minutes and 21 seconds, right? Now listen, guys, I was like, okay, how long can I keep the win streak going with Jin? Like learning fresh, like with a blank slate, Jin's moves, because it's been so many years, right? And I don't know the language, the change up, like how the moves have changed for Jin. So I'm like literally learning it for the first time all over again. Everything feels fresh, everything feels new. And as you guys know, I was playing Tekken 7 in preparation for Tekken 8. Right? Because I was like, yo, I need a change of pace. I need a change of lifestyle, right? I need to revert back to my 2013 lifestyle, right? Which was a little bit more martial arts intensive, right? And I really do like how it is quite congruent, right? To an extent, right? There's a level of congruence, right? In my actual physical habits and my gaming habits, right? So it's actually quite freaking awesome, right, from my perspective, right? Everybody else, you don't have to do that, right? Some people develop the game, right? They make the game, right? They everything from the artist, right? So, and this is what I mean, like when you respect every job has its dignity. It's there's only so many freaking ways I can say this, right? Everyone has like when you love life, when you love the way different like jobs, right? Let's just tangentially speak for a second. When you can appreciate the artistic direction that they took Tekken 8, right? When you can appreciate that, when you can look at the aesthetic considerations, right? The clothes, the outfits, the styles, right? The level of dedication of the whole development, right? The Tekken 8 development, right? And how they've really just put so much effort, right? Using the engine, right? Trying to push the limits of the console to the best of their ability, right? It's really tough, right? To build a new game, right? It takes years and years at this point, right? When you're developing, like in terms of coding, right? In terms of like developmental code, right? It takes years, and sometimes it doesn't pay off for the studio, right? From a business standpoint, right? It really does, what I'm saying is, right, the amount of work you really do have to appreciate. It's a level of understanding, right? And when you understand this, right, you don't take it for granted, right? It's just adulthood, and as a child I knew this too, right? So it's just one of the things that I love to read. It's the beauty of life, right? Like when you see a team turn out a game this beautiful to look at, right? So beautiful to look at, so beautiful to play, right? The frame rate is, it's good, right? It's good enough, right? It's pretty much locked in, right? I'm trying to like figure it out, right? Because like I'm talking and not really allowing you guys to enjoy the action on the screen, right? Just giving you guys like, some like context of where I'm coming from, right? When it comes to how much I really do like the game, right? I respect Tekken games, right? Because it's just one of the legacy games at this point, right? Generational games at this point, and it's so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool, right? So I said to myself, let me play until I lose, right? On ultra hard with Jin, right? And this is me just like learning the Tekken 8 Jin move list, right? And that's what you're seeing on the screen here. Now, before this video, guys, I had I played it twice before. Like I had to open the windows in my room. It's like winter, but like the console just kept overheating, right? So I think the console crashed twice, right? And so the game in its current state still needs to be optimized, right? Hopefully they patch it so it doesn't like brick the console, right? But for whatever reason, right? But as it stands, right? Tekken 8 looks absolutely insane. I think it's one of those games that it's just going to be like a return to, from a nostalgia standpoint, like from a nostalgia blast standpoint, right? Nostalgia blast or from a nostalgia standpoint. What else can I say? Right? It takes you back. It takes you back and it brings you forward. At least for me, right? I can only speak for myself where that's concerned. But guys, every time I went on a win streak, right? Because I'm like just learning Jin, right? Like all over again. Every time I went on the win streak, the console just kept shutting off, right? So the amount of time that I had to like retake, right? Just like the win streak, just keep going, right? I can't wait to just like jump into some like online recreational competitions, right? It's gotta be cool, right? Like I was hyped. I was hyped when the news dropped, right? About Tekken 8. I was freaking so hyped, like in advance, and I was like, okay, you know what? I needed a break from FIFA, and what better way to take a break and switch it up, right? Just switch it up, keep it fresh, because the brain does crave novelty, right? Your brain craves novelty, right? If there's too much monotony, you're in for, I don't know, if there's too much, right? To each their own, right? But they always say, change it up, right? Change it up, and when it gets to the point where it becomes too laborious, right? In many ways, right? So that's why I had to jump out of the FIFA cycles, right? And it's nothing against the FIFA EAFC 24 cycles. I just needed to switch up the patterns, right? And in gaming, right? Learn a different language, right? Gaming language, right? And it's literally just passing the time. Right? It's having fun. It's having fun, right? The fun factor is there again, right? In the Tekken universe, for me at least, right? Maybe not for other people, right? Because look, I've got the settings on ultra hard, right? And I'm just learning Jin, right? So I'm prepped, right? I'm trying to like relearn the juggles, make it as artistic as possible, give you guys some variations, right? In play with Jin, right? I haven't hit a perfect with Jin, right? Because Jin's not my main character. He never was, right? This not Devil Jin, just Jin, right? Jin was never my main character, right? From Tekken 3 to now, right? Horang was, right? In Horang, I used to just get perfects, right? Like, the win streak would end with perfects, right? And after a while, it's just annoying, right? Like, people get annoyed when it's just perfect all the time, because they're like, this is this dude's whole life, right? That's the criticism that you naturally receive from people. It's outside feedback. It's a good thing, it's a blessing and a curse, right? And you just take it with a grain of salt. It's just like, it's just a game, right? Just chilling out with your homies, right? Online, and you keep it fun, you keep it fresh. Hyper competition can be a drawback, but it's really great when you enter flow state, right? And with Tekken 8, I have not been able to achieve flow state yet, where I'm just full on focusing on Tekken. But just trying out the game right now, absolutely the bomb diggity, right? I'm telling you right now, this is the video game. This is, for me at least, right? This is the video game I will be like cycling in I will be making time for, right? For maybe like the next couple months, right? For as long as I can, right? Play Tekken. But yeah, outside of the Metal Gear Solid stuff, outside of like my training and just focusing on my health, right? Because I was like sitting in the same spot for like too long, right? And just churning out video after video, right? And after a while, right? And then studying, and then, you know, like be your best critic, right? Is what I'm trying to get at to you guys. Like, dudes, I had to like really just like pump the brakes, you know, like, and that's why you're seeing less and less videos get churned out at the rate that you had previously seen, right? Because there's only so much I can do, right? Only so much I can do, right? In the gaming universe, right? But creating content is absolutely freaking dope, right? It gives you an outlet, gives any individual an outlet, right? As you can tell, right? To express themselves uniquely, right? What is uniquely their own, right? And that's like the beauty of content creation, right? I guess I have an even deeper appreciation for that, right? Because like I did tell you guys before, like I do come from a musical family. We understand composition. I'm second generation, right? And amongst other things, right? Like I was like one of those kids, right? Like one of those kids that is like book smart, street smart, like all that good stuff, right? And you know, just just you know, like I was like one of those, like one of the like you just get like one of the Jon Snow-esque type people, right? You get another accolade, and with the accolade comes, oh no, somebody's gonna want to compete with you. And it's just annoying after a while, right? It's like, dude, I just want to chill, right? That's how it is, right? So that's why I don't get too hyper competitive these days with things, right? I just know I know when to pump the brakes, right? Like I'm keeping the win streak for fun, right? For you guys to enjoy the freaking content that we are creating here, right? We're trying to keep a chill channel, right? And yeah, guys, a win streak is a win streak, but guys, there's like the perfects aren't churning out, right? As they used to in the past, right? And it's kind of annoying me. I'm not joking with you guys. It's kind of annoying me, right? That I'm not seeing the perfect indicator on the screen, right? But it's so much freaking fun, right? Because you're learning something new, right? And when you're learning something new, it's fresh, right? So the language is fresh, and you can appreciate other people's work and effort and time that they put into something, which is why I'm telling you guys, development team, they put so much work into this game, right? Just be observant, right? You're looking at Times Square, right? Like a version of Times Square, right? And it's an urban setting. You've got, right? I think it's Times Square. It should be Times Square. Am I paying attention? It seems like Times Square. Yeah, it is, right? So there's a stock exchange, right? Just you know, stop and like at this point in the video, we are stopping and smelling the roses. There's a hot dog cart, right? And we're enjoying the gameplay, right? We you know, like we're on 9 wins, right? And this is the CPU, right? It's set on ultra hard. I think the difficulty can be maxed out a little bit more, but I think they're like prepping you for like online competition, right? Because I don't think like the story mode's going to be there, right? And there's like in the gaming community, right? There's different styles of gamers, right? Like there's different styles of like gamers, right? And it's just so freaking cool, right? The more people you interact with, you know this, right? You and I, hopefully you know this, right? So some people like the single player experience, right? And they'll use that meme, "It's a peaceful life," to be relatable to you, right? It's like, why aren't you in online competition, right? Because sometimes it gets overly toxic. It gets hyper toxic at times, right? The behaviors of people, the revenge, you know, like the instigations and all. It's just human nature, right? At this point, you understand that in competition, like people. I've seen some wild things in my life when it comes to competitions. The things people bet on, right, and stuff like that, right? When it comes to if somebody's gonna win or lose a competition, right? It's just absolutely insane, right? Like, sometimes I just laugh, right? Sometimes, like, I use my inside voice, right? In the past, I've like used my inside voice when I see it happen. People get overly passionate, right? And sometimes I don't want to get into this, but I think you guys get off. You guys know where I'm going with this, right? And it's always the thing with competition. There's healthy competition. There's overly, hyperly toxic competition, right? And there's just good times, right? And I like to I like to stay in that good times, that sweet spot for me, right? That I find comfortable. Everybody else finds a different sweet spot that is that they're used to, that they like, right? And once you find your sweet spot, right, for comfortability with things, right, you're good to go, right? You're good to go. How it relates to your habits, your lifestyles, etc., etc. So yeah, great. Kazuya hit me with a great. But yeah, guys, we're on 10 wins. 10, right? And I tried to like I got up to like 13 wins, right, with Jin, like straight, like, and I was just like, and it's nothing exceptional. I'm telling you this right now, right? The juggles are just not there for me with Jin, right? Any Tekken player, the Tekken players will be able to see at a more nuanced level how well you were able to keep the combos going, break, where's the hit detection, frame by frame, right? They will just, you know, and it comes down to a lot of factors, right? But for me at least, right? For me, let me figure this out. Why am I not getting these perfects? Because Jin's not my main character, guys. Don't read into it, right? It's a new character. It's a fresh character. Things get exciting when things like that, right? Wins, 10, right? We're on 21 minutes, and we're still, you know, in the win column, right? It's dope, right? That's pretty dope. Yeah, I can't stress this to you guys enough, right? I'm talking your ears off, non-stop, right? But there's a joke about that. There's a meme about that too, right? There's a meme about everything, right? When the person unsubscribes from your channel, right, because the person gets increasingly annoying, right? It's like, bro, do you breathe? Chill, right? That's the feedback. Always pay attention to feedback, guys. Right? For anyone watching the channel, right? But guys, they say feedback is the breakfast of champions. But yeah, paraphrasing that, right? You guys find the explanation. Yeah, guys, check it out. 11 wins. We're on 11 wins now in Tekken. 11 wins. And I'm loving Jin. Just like, you know, taking some time to appreciate your own work in the game, right? And Jin's fun, right? The way that car broke up right there, awesome, right? A lot of effort went into this game, right? And I'm just like trying to practice. I'm trying to practice because I already know I'm jumping into this Tekken Universe, right, guys? I'm trying to hype the game up as much as possible, right? Because I love Tekken, right? I freaking, you know, Tekken is like, you know, like it has a level of sentimentality. Reiterating a point, guys. That work, right? Kazuya's moves. Amazing. Right? Jin's moves. Amazing to look at on screen, right? The artistry. You know, like this is what I mean when I say I'm an old head, right? Like, I'm looking at the game and I'm just like, wow, this game has progressed so much. Like, you can feel it, right? They've kept so many of the things that worked generations ago, right? And they've added just a whole level of new, right? Which every great franchise game does, right? Every big blockbuster game, they add a layer of new, right? And it comes down to them listening to feedback from the community, right? So that's why, like, always highlight the community, right? Highlight the different communities because there's so many different gaming styles. Some people like single player, some people like hyper competitive. But guys, long story short, I'm jumping into Tekken 8 when it drops. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Cheers. Sid out. All right, guys.